I talk about a lot about getting better every day, but I think the purpose of life or meaning of life is striving to get a little better each day, but also learning to love the person that you are today, or basically be okay with who you are today. And where's my slipper? Did you guys see my slipper? Let's see, where did I put it? I don't see it there. How could I just have, oh, there it is. But anyway, accepting like who we are and where we are, or accepting us with our flaws, because we're gonna have them no matter how hard we try. But still at the same time trying to get a little better each day. And I was just making the bed, and I noticed the top sheet was hanging below the comforter a little more than I liked. And I'm going, did I make it good enough, or should I make it better? I ended up making it a little better. But it reminded me of like my views on human development, if you will. At what point do you say, hey, again, I think it's important to strive for something, but I also think it's important to love what you got. So it's kind of something I go back and forth with all the time, every day. Let's say good morning, Scott. Good morning, Rebecca. Good morning, Penelope. Good morning from Israel. How are you? How are you? Somebody asked if I got my coffee. And the answer to that would be no. So I better go get my coffee. Hope I'm feeling great this morning. What time is it there? Well, I'll tell you, it's 7:17. And am I feeling great? I don't know if I'm feeling great yet. It takes me usually a couple minutes to work into great. You know what I mean? I woke up, my hands were asleep. I don't know if that's like carpal tunnel or I'm getting old or it's actually an issue for me, hard to sleep sometimes because my hands or things will fall asleep on me. And I'm going, well, what's going on? Did I make my bed good enough? Have I done enough? What kind of coffee am I gonna have? Sorry, God, I'm sorry to have all these doubts and worries and fears. Thank you for all the blessings I have. I have faith that everything's gonna work out just fine. Speaking of just fine, we're in a bit of a coffee predicament. I'm gonna do something since I'm here. I went grocery shopping yesterday. By the way, I was starving. Had a good day. Got a bunch of stuff done early. Went grocery shopping. Bought a bunch of stuff, including a huge tub of ice cream, which I was planning to eat. And was planning to make a big meal and watch a movie and fall asleep. And I really did any of that. I mean, I got home, I had, I don't know, an avocado. I'll get rid of the Rocketeer. But my point is, I didn't buy any coffee. I was in the coffee aisle, and I just didn't see any that were exciting. I think I was a little in mourning because the pumpkin spice is no longer in the store. And did that make me sad? Heck yes, it made me sad. Did you pour it directly in here? Yeah, you pour it directly in here. So I'm gonna have these coffee beans that a buddy sent me. I don't know, a few months ago. God made, God made dirt. Dirt don't hurt. I think that's a good thing to believe in life. You guys believe whatever you want. But unless it's a real sticky substance that falls on the ground, I don't really worry about it too much. They call it the 5-second rule. I don't even really worry about that. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to pick up a banana or something that's been sitting on the ground for 2 days and eat it. But if something falls on the ground, what we don't know doesn't hurt us. Yeah, that should be plenty. See how this goes. We're going to have the Rocketeer. I mean, it is nice. I mean, you probably get the same experience smelling the coffee grounds no matter what you're doing. But I'm having the Rocketeer coffee this morning. As you could just see, ooh, that looks like a lot. That's really a lot, I think. I guess I better get it started before I worry about cleaning it out. So anyway, I'm gonna miss my pumpkin spice. I looked around. There was a different brand. I forget what Tim Horton. I forget what it was. It wasn't Tim Hortons. Maybe Door County Coffee. I'm up there in Wisconsin, and they have a lot of. I mean, Door County is an area a little north of me that has a coffee, whatever they're called, coffee bean company, I guess. And I believe it had a coffee called Peanut Butter Crunch or something like that. And I thought about getting it. Honestly, I'm not even a fan of peanut butter. I don't own any, maybe I do because I have my kids. They like peanut butter and jelly, of course. But I personally don't like peanut butter. I haven't had a piece of, I haven't made peanut butter and jelly for many, many years for myself. But I was kind of intrigued by the concept of peanut butter crunch coffee. What do you guys think? Does peanut butter crunch sound good to you? Good morning, Molly Miller. You were leaving Appleton. Good morning, Alyssa. Good morning, Susan. Susan says she'd try it. Well, I'm probably leaving Appleton. I have 2 beautiful little ones. I have 4 beautiful kids, but I got 2 beautiful little ones that really need their data. And their mom is moving to Central Illinois. And because of that, I'm going to be moving, I think. I mean, I struggle predicting the future because my life, things often don't go according to plan. Let's go with this. But the plan is, and what I've been doing, is using this as an opportunity the quiet period I have between my jobs at this time of the year as opportunity to look for housing or jobs or what have you in Central Illinois. Hello, Lori. Hello, Susan. Hello, Jaws. Hello, Molly Miller. Hello, Susan. Kind of excited about having some different coffee and being able to grind it myself. Wow, is it dark out? It's 7:24, and I mean, it looks lighter out in the camera than it does in reality. I wonder why that is. I mean, it looks pretty dark out there. I don't want to say the word gloomy, because gloomy's got negative connotations for sure. But I woke up right before 7 this morning, and it was still dark. I live again in Appleton, which is about 200 miles north of where I grew up, the western suburbs, maybe 170. Western suburbs of Chicago. And I'm wondering if the fact that I'm 170 miles north, I can perceive, actually tell, I bet I can, how it stays darker later in the winter and probably lighter later in the summer. It's kind of strange the further north you go, to the point that if you go above the Arctic Circle, the sun never sets between, I think, June and September, or no, around June 21st. And I almost feel that's what's going on here. I don't think it'd be this dark at 7:25 in the western suburbs of Chicago. You are on your walk and the sun is bright. Susan, where do you live? Molly Miller, yeah, it's weird from how you always get I always get excited over something new. Is Park Central still there? Still where? Park Central. I don't know what Park Central is. Oh, you're in South Louisiana. I wouldn't have expected that from you, Susan. To be in South Louisiana. Maybe I should just keep heading south and visit you down in South Louisiana. I think Louisiana is pretty much a straight shot south of where I am. I've been to New Orleans, but never spent any time in Louisiana. You're near Lafayette. We really have two people from South Louisiana. Usually I'm real big in Australia at this time, and sometimes I'll get packs from India or even the Philippines or Indonesia. Apparently today I'm huge in South Louisiana. Excuse me. Oh, I'm telling you, it still feels so good. Do you guys like sneezes? I mean, I think we all assume they're bad, but I don't know, they feel really good when you do them. It's nearly orgasmic. You're in Oklahoma City, so kind of southerly. Yeah, it's a little southerly. How cold does it get in the winter in Oklahoma City? Does it ever, I mean, how often does it get below freezing? Rarely, I would imagine. You're at the bottom of the state. You're in the bayou. Are you Cajun? Sorry to try and throw a Cajun accent at you. Well, thank you. I am blessed. So now I get to sit here with you fine folks waiting for my coffee to brew. I mean, the pot's almost halfway done. Kind of excited about it. Cajun food is a favorite of mine, hard to find. Molly Miller, release some of the pressure. Are you talking about sneezing? It's supposed to be cold and usually is, but the weather is odd right now. It was almost 80 yesterday. Like what's cold for you? Does it get below freezing in Oklahoma City very often? You've been here since you were 13 and you're 60. I wonder if my demographic I attract for my show is this age. I'm 57. I'd like to think I'm still connected to the young people, but I don't know. Penelope's coping with being treated poorly by someone and you had to still have feelings for her. You feel like you're mourning a loss. Well, that's the way it feels when you go through a breakup or a divorce, Penelope, so that's probably not unusual that you feel like you're mourning a loss. So as best you can, be okay with the feelings that you're going through because they're natural. Scott said it's cold here in Canada. You are in Nova Scotia, Scott. I don't remember how far you are north, but I imagine Canada's a real big country. Do my analytics give detail on the viewers on YouTube? They do. I don't really watch them a whole heck of a lot, though. Yeah, I don't watch them a heck of a lot. Well, Heimbach, keep fighting through. Park Central was a huge nightclub on College Avenue with 6 bars inside across the Radisson. I don't even know where the Radisson is, do I? I live by the Performing Arts Center. Am I near where Park Central was, Chad? You like Oklahoma City, all right. Very, very cold in winter and very, very hot during summer in Oklahoma. I doubt, for the record, Scott, that it gets very, very cold in Oklahoma City. I mean, it doesn't get as cold as it does in Chicago or Green Bay, I guess is what I'm saying. You get below freezing, I guess. You're in British Columbia, West Coast. Are you near the ocean? Wouldn't it be kind of moderate over there, Scott? I know, like Seattle doesn't get too cold just because of the ocean. This is my own house. Well, it's my own apartment. Yes. All right, well, I can't think of it. And I can't even think of the Radisson. There's that big hotel with Lombardi's Steakhouse is right over there. Is that the Radisson? Could be. I thought it was a Hilton. Maybe it's the same thing. Good morning, 55. Greetings from Egypt. Same weather as Seattle. Good morning, Angel. Oh, it's not freezing yet, but it's cold. Well, Scott, you're kind of being a little wimpy, saying it's really cold in Canada. I'm picturing Nanook living north of the Arctic Circle, and that's where you are. But you're just over by Seattle. Used to be called Paper Valley Hotel. I don't know what that is. We have blizzards in Oklahoma. On average, I wouldn't say it's as cold as Chicago. I live near Gold Coast of Chicago, and it gets nasty there. Yeah, it's a pretty area to live. Yeah, I wouldn't imagine. I mean, you're pretty far south. You're south of our southern tip. Yeah, I guess you're probably parallel to like Kentucky down in Oklahoma. And I'd say it's probably on average maybe 10 degrees warmer than it is in Chicago if you live down there. Scott says he's a wimp. Well, at least you're very self-aware, Scott. I appreciate that. Hello, Sunday girl. I feel bad for you, Sunday girl. You know why? Because it's Saturday. Louisiana's opted out of winter this year. Okay. Can I show my home? Well, you're seeing a fair chunk of it. It's just an apartment. Ooh, do you hear that sound? Do you know what that is? Oh, you're Zone 7. I've never heard of Zone 7. Somebody wanted to see my house. I'm gonna miss it. It's really pretty. I think those windows, I mean, the brick wall and the windows kind of make it. It's my living room. It's my dining room. There's my kitchen over there. There's my bedroom. There's my bathroom. And my laundry room is in here. I don't really even feel like opening the door, but it's probably might be my favorite place in the house because it's wonderful. Molly Miller sent $2. I'm not sure why, but that's the sweetest thing, Molly Miller. That was very kind of you. Thank you. Let's see. Let's go get us some coffee. I was up during the night a little bit, and I had a bunch of somebody, I think a viewer named someone else, paid for membership for 5 people that are watching my show. And like Lori's name is in green, That means she's a member to my show, and I've really never figured out what a member should do, what benefits one would want, or if you want any members. But apparently, there's little things that they encourage us to do. YouTube does to, I don't know, please the members. I guess their motive is to get more members, and then they keep a chunk of the revenue. So I'm not totally sure I want to do it. But it did feel nice having people join my page, and I'd like to make it worth someone else's money. But I couldn't really think of anything, like making emojis for you to use. I don't know why anyone would want that. Let's see. So he said, me too. I know, Laura, I love that window he has in his dining room area. I actually have, 3 of these windows. I appreciate you noticing it. I mean, there's 3. They're all huge and the same. Again, this window, and even in my bedroom, there's one. I just kind of have the blinds shut because I'm sleeping. But I really love this apartment. It's awesome. It feels like urban loft cool. And if and when I move, I'm really going to miss it. I know. I'll be my kids, so I need to do it. But I'm still going to mourn my sweet apartment. I'll miss some of the little kids I substitute, even though I don't see them regularly. I'm supposed to work out my availability. One of my jobs, I told you I'm a bartender, a waiter, and a substitute teacher up here in Wisconsin. And the bartender and waiter jobs are going to slow to almost a halt for the next few weeks. And I'm planning on to focus my efforts till I move to be a substitute teacher to make as much money as I can to cover my bills and to cherish the moments with those little angels that I teach. But I'm not sure if I want to say, hey, I can work a bunch of days and then go in and have nobody there. How do you create a life that's not just full, but fulfilling too? One bite at a time, Penelope. You're going through loss right now. I would say, and again, I'm not telling you from anything other than experience, but I think having faith in a higher power allows you to get through makes you stronger than you thought you were, makes you feel not alone when there's nobody around. And I think that's important to me, to finding fulfillment. I talk about my 3 jobs, and the 2 I have aren't real fulfilling for me at all. They're just opportunities to get paid a little bit. And it's not because they're waiter positions, it's actually because of the restaurant I'm working at. I was, again, at Texas Roadhouse. I felt that was a fairly fulfilling job and made me feel like I was making a difference in the world, because I was making people have great dinners out. I was making them laugh and smile and giving them awesome service. I don't feel I have the opportunity where I'm working at now to really have that feeling. Do I ever have a cheat day on my diet? I don't even really have a diet, Chad. I certainly don't have a strict diet. So I don't know what a cheat day on my diet would be. If I have a diet, it's going many hours without eating. It's usually not eating till the afternoon. Your mom likes my home. Well, hello, Mom. I appreciate that you like my home. Isn't this a beautiful setting? Did you notice my majestic palm in the background? Rebecca would have run away today. Well, don't run away today. You are loved, Rebecca. You are loved. But anyway, good morning,
good morning to you. It's hard when I start an intro. Now I have something else I want to say, but I won't. I'm going to keep going with my intro. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Saturday morning. It's 7:40 a.m. It is December 27th. Happy Saturday. It's a show I've been doing for quite some time. It is a show about me talking. It's a show about me sharing some feelings, kind of sharing a little bit about the ups and downs we have in life, kind of just telling the little funny stories we have as we travel through life. I'm a human with a lot of thoughts, and it feels good to express them. It's kind of tough for me because sometimes people disagree with me, and I don't really want to argue. I don't want to argue or debate or prove anything to anybody, but I still want to let my thoughts go. Charlie Kirk, rest his soul, was built differently than me. He enjoyed engaging in debate with people about important topics. So he wasn't just a preacher, if you will. Maybe I'm more of a preacher type than Charlie Kirk was. He'd go in and argue with people, and that seems stressful as heck to me. But it doesn't mean I don't have thoughts that need to come out, and let you be the judge. If you want to run with them, do it. If you don't. Hello, Donut Time from cold Edinburgh. Welcome aboard. I miss my Scottish friends. So I tell my story every morning, and that's what Coffee with Ken is, and kind of engage with you kind people. But for those that have been watching a while, it's not just a show about me talking. It's also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I got a nice hot cup of coffee. I'm not totally sure what it is. It's one of the beans, like a Rocket Boy, I think it was called. I think it was Rocket Boy. I'm excited to have my first sip. Yes, I drink my coffee black. No, there's no cream. No, there's no sugar. I just like to drink it black at home, and I'm excited to have my first sip. My hope is wherever you are and whatever you're doing, that you have a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. It's almost got an interesting texture to me. I don't know if coffees can have textures, but some do. You get the Black Rifle Beyond Black coffee. It almost has like a oily texture. You don't feel you have any purpose or life anymore where you are. It's not just the loss of someone you had feelings for, but it's the last nail in the coffin that tipped you over the edge. Well, first of all, I'll say, a lot of times when you sound like you're struggling with some emotional trauma, which would be natural for somebody breaking up with somebody you love. So oftentimes when we're going through emotional trauma, we feel and want to do the us of a more peaceful state would think is irrational, maybe. So I would caution you today not to rush out and, buy an RV and decide to travel around the world in your RV because you're upset today. Because ultra emotional responses, I don't think usually are smart ones. But if you are, I also believe in chasing your dreams. So I don't know if your job sucks or where you live sucks or you don't have any friends, but I think it's okay to make a change in your life. But I just would rather you not do it emotionally because you just broke up with a gentleman. You enjoy the Blackbeard's Delight from Black Rifle. I've not tried it. I've only had the Beyond Black and the, I forget what, the other one. You love the oil in coffee. Look for a sheen and different brand when you try it. Is that how it works? Penelope, you're getting some love from a few ladies on here, so know that you're important. Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, it's Saturday morning. Let's see. Engaging with people is fun. I like that you actually read our commenting and talk, respond, include everyone. Oh, Molly, I try. I try. Nancy says she extracts from the bean, has a flavor. Is that what it is? Because again, I had the Black Rifle Beyond Black, and it almost tasted like it had a smoothness that would. Some people talk about putting butter in their coffee. I've never done that. But I guess I could see why. Somebody says it's Sunday morning there. It can't be Sunday morning anywhere in the world, can it? I mean, is it past midnight where you are? There's no area in the world that's 24 hours, is it? Maybe it is. Because I have Rebecca hopping on from Australia, and that seems about as far away as you can be. But maybe if you go out into the Pacific, where's the time zone, or the date line? The international date line. Isn't that somewhere in the Pacific? Maybe it is. Good morning, Dixon. What country coffee is my favorite? I don't really think about which country they are. I drink the Sumatra coffee a lot from Starbucks, which I think Sumatra is a region in Indonesia, but I could be wrong. It is 12:46 where you are. Okay. Oh, it's 12:46 in Australia. Okay, shows you what I know. Well, Rebecca, tell you really stay up late to watch my show. Let's see. In Fiji, it's 2 a.m. Dixon, do you live in Fiji? Or did you just Google what time is it in Fiji? All right. Well, I didn't know. I forgot that Rebecca stayed up past midnight to watch my show on a daily basis. That's because it's such an awesome show. Right, Rebecca? I posted something on Facebook yesterday, or not yesterday, a few days ago, about, I took a picture of the opening of the book of Deuteronomy, and I asked how, to my Christian friends, how they rationalize genocide and rape in Deuteronomy. And pretty much everybody responded that rape isn't rationalized or commanded by God. And people made varying excuses or reasons why God wiped out entire civilizations or had the people of Israel wipe them out. But my point isn't debating that. Personally, I think if you don't believe that rape was being commanded by God in Deuteronomy, you're not reading or you're just making excuses. But those are just my thoughts. But anyway, that post started going crazy on Facebook. And I could tell because I got home from whatever I was doing yesterday, and I had like 7 message requests on Facebook. And throughout the day, I ended up with probably like 30 message requests from people wanting to explain Christianity and why it's okay and why I was wrong and it wasn't rape and that God should have the right to judge and kill sinners. And so it wasn't genocide either. To be honest, I didn't really buy any of what those people were saying. But there were a couple of kind people that reached out and understood my questioning the Bible and said they were excited that I was reading it and that they are confused or wonder about the words in it as well. Oh. You also struggled with the message. What is for breakfast? I'm probably not going to have breakfast. I generally don't. I went shopping yesterday. I bought a bunch of strawberries and blueberries, but I generally don't have breakfast. That's my diet. You have family in Brisbane, Melbourne, Sydney, and Blacktown. Is that really a town in Australia? Apparently it is. Chad, why are you saying garlic is great for your bloodstream? Chad said garlic is great for your bloodstream. Just saying. Why are you saying that? That seems kind of a interesting little nugget. You're from Geelong. Uh, huh. All right, Blacktown is 45 minutes away from Australia. You also very rarely have breakfast, but when I do, it's usually some pancakes and turkey bacon. Pancakes are delicious. You just had some garlic and you feel instantly energized. I mean, okay. But again, I don't know what I can say about that. I struggle. I try and read the comments and usually run off with them a little bit, but I don't know what to say about your instant energy you're getting from your garlic you had. Should you have faith in God or should God have faith in you? God does have faith in you. Yeah, God does have faith in you. I guess that's why I struggle with the Old Testament. And I'm hopeful that the New Testament is better for me because I want to hear more things that God loves you or has faith in you, not that God will destroy or wipe out earth if you piss him off or will stone you if you pick up sticks on a Sunday. Famous guy killed by a shark in 2022. I don't know. Do I like to go to the theater? When you ask, do I like to go to the theater, are you talking like the movie theater? I looked up the movies in the area on Christmas, and I don't know, there's just so few and far between movies out these days. And so I haven't gone to the theater a heck of a lot lately, but again, there's just less cool movies. When I'm twice divorced, so there's Christmases I've celebrated without my kids. I used to go to movies and every Saturday or every Christmas there'd be a great one coming out. Now there's never a great one. Nancy says she doesn't understand the Old Testament very well when reading it, but hearing it read to me makes more sense to me. I mean, I at best, I would just describe it as like a history book so far, mixed with a instruction manual on how to build very specific things. Yeah. I'm not getting any warm fuzzies or holiness from the Old Testament at all. You know, and I'm just surprised that there's, I read Moses' song last night. I read the last 4 chapters of Deuteronomy because I wanted to finish it, and I was close. And Moses' song is there, which I'd never heard of, but, there's 2 pages of the horrific things that are going to happen to you if you don't follow God's commandments. And there's so much of the book is that. So much of the Old Testament is talking about what's clean and unclean and what's, I just find it amazingly unpleasant. Amazingly. and I'm a history buff. I'm just surprised that people read it or value it in any great way. And I'm not even trying to be mean. I just think if I didn't say that, I'd be fibbing. You were raised Catholic and you're no longer religious. Read the book of Enoch. If that's in the Bible, I will read it because I'm going to get there. I'm working my way to it. I think I'm in the book of, is it Joshua? Is that the 6th book of the Bible? I'll be starting that tonight, although it'll be after work. I've really gotten a little spoiled. I've had the last 6 days off. At first, I didn't know what to do. Then I started not worrying about it and just enjoying that I didn't have a whole heck of a lot to do. Lori, I think I just said that. I'm going to be reading, I think it's the book of Joshua, which comes after Deuteronomy. Yeah, if it is Joshua the book after Deuteronomy? I believe it is. That's what we'll be starting with tonight. It'll be a little later though, because again, I'm working. I'm actually looking forward. It's hard because I kind of feel like I have 1 foot in and 1 foot out here and in my jobs a little bit, because I'm looking for jobs elsewhere and trying to figure out what it's going to look like if and when I move, but still doing jobs here because I might have 2 more months here and I still got to pay the bills. Have I gotten to Numbers 31? I certainly did. Numbers is probably the 3rd or 4th book in the Bible. I just finished the 5th. So I read Numbers 31. I don't specifically remember Numbers 31. I remember Numbers chapter 7 being ridiculously painful to read. Ridiculously painful to read. The Bible gives 2 different accounts for the start of the universe in Genesis. In what way? What's the second way? I thought started the universe, or the earth at least, with God did it in 7 days. Oh, yeah, I could probably quote that. I remember that. I remember them saying, yeah, keep the, I didn't remember it was in Numbers 31. I was a little surprised how many people deny that there's rape in the Old Testament. And I think it's probably hard to admit or hard to put your mind around if you are a devout Christian that there's evil and filth that God commands people. I guess I'm challenging their thoughts. And I'm not trying to, I'm just reading it and going, wow, this is yucky. And somebody just said, and I remember reading a passage where it said, you kill all the women you keep the virgin young ones, and you kill all the women that are, I forget what term they used, spoiled or something like that. I mean, I don't understand at all how you can pretend there's a ridiculous amount of nasty stuff being commanded by God in the Bible. Did I like the movie The Devil's Advocate? I thought it was pretty good. I saw it a few times. I don't remember being 2 accounts of the creation of the universe, Veritas. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I just don't recall it, so I don't have any strong feelings. Good morning, Opal. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while, or maybe I have. Maybe I have. Maybe I've just taken Opal Bond for granted. And if I have, Opal, my apologies. Oh, so yeah, I posted that on Facebook. And I've never had so many people interested. I mean, I was a realtor, and I remember when I discovered real estate, or excuse me, discovered Facebook was in like 2008. And I immediately said, wow, this is awesome. It's like a gift. It's created for realtors because it's a great way to stay connected. And again, this was really before social media was popular. I was never on MySpace. I had done a little bit of blogging, but boy, I really love Facebook. And so I've always had a fairly active account. But I did this post, and Facebook pushed it out to over like 200,000 people. And I got some, a variety of responses. You'd like to hear my thoughts later on the wages of sin. I don't know what you mean. And the wages are to be paid with eternal end. But Jesus came back after a day and a half, so he couldn't have paid the wages of sin. I don't really know. Veritas, you might be taking your analysis of the Bible and your awareness deeper than I have. Again, I'm just reading through it with open eyes and not hoping, knowing there's a reason I am, and I don't even know what that reason is. Does Facebook pay for those views? I think I might have made like $10 on Facebook yesterday. So they pay a little for views. I might make $25 a month on Facebook. Jesus didn't fill one messianic prophecy, so he couldn't have been the Messiah. Again, Veritas, I don't know. I don't read or haven't read or haven't studied the Bible like apparently you have. And apparently you have lots of issues with it. And that's cool. You didn't know I was a realtor. You're a realtor. In fact, first showing this morning is in an hour. Well, Nancy, I hope you enjoy it. I was a realtor 17 years and I don't know if I ever loved it. Did I like being a realtor? I think I believed in it. I'll tell you what, within the first week, I thought I was gonna like reinvent the real estate business. And I was sitting at my RE/MAX office where I just started, and I thought I was gonna sell homes and do a great job selling homes. And I had a group of experienced realtors around saying, basically, if the home's not priced right, it's never gonna sell. And that you don't sell homes, the homes sell themselves. And I think that kind of knocked the wind out of me for a little bit, and I'm never sure if I recovered all the way. Burnt Offering says, once you get done with the first 5 books, it's clear these aren't divine writings, says Burnt Offering. Well, Burnt Offering, I just got done with the 5 books. And I don't really, if anyone thinks these are divine writings, what's the definition of divine writings? I'm not currently in church. You just believe that Jesus died for you. Well, Rebecca, I think that's awesome. Good morning, Julie Flanagan. How are you? Somebody says Manuel is back. Manuel says he's back. Is there a book of Manuel? It seems like it'd be a good book for the Bible. Have I ever thought of a sailboat? Well, yes, I'm thinking of a sailboat right now. You mean owning a sailboat? No, I've never wanted to own a sailboat. Maybe a little one, I think it'd be fun. I remember I was on a cruise and we were at a stop and I think we could, I think it was, what do they call those? Like they're adult, I don't know, it must have been with a buddy. It must have been on a cruise, but I took a sailboat out and it was really fun to do on the ocean. I almost got crushed by this giant catamaran because I couldn't control myself too well. Susan says, our thinking is powerful. You bring about what you think about. I couldn't agree more, Susan. I would be a great captain. Would I have to go down with the ship every time? I mean, I'm screwed anyway because I'm a guy. It's always women and children first. I wonder who invented that idea. Had to be a woman or a child. Google says you've woven your teachings into your everyday life and thriving because of it. Google, are you serious? Veritas is arguing with Dixon and says, how do you know there's a higher power? Veritas, the key to it isn't knowing, it's having faith that there's a higher power. And I think having faith gives you a massive amount of strength. If you knew there was a higher power, I don't think it would provide the strength that faith can give you. Serious as a sermon. I had a guy reach out. I did a show. After the gym yesterday, and I had a guy reach out who's Muslim and be all excited and want me to coach him. And he asked me what time we're going to do our coaching session today. And I'm not like gonna put him on my calendar every day. I don't even know what the guy wants. Good morning, Sam, sad man. Good morning, Jim Rat. You were there last night? I dug deep. I went 4 chapters in. Somebody says they don't believe that. I don't know what you don't believe. When you say you don't believe that, what does that mean? It's hard doing this. I know you guys aren't going to feel sorry for me, but I'm reading like 20 different comments, and then somebody else will comment about something I might have said a minute ago, and you'll use terms like that. And I'll go, I don't remember what that means. Once saved, always saved. The most debated topic in theology. Not to me. The most debated topic in theology is what the heck's going on with the Old Testament? Sunday Girl doesn't believe in coaching, or that somebody reached out and wants me to coach them. Well, Sunday Girl, you're ye of little faith. So you believe whatever you want to. How much can be weird and hectic? The comments can be weird and hectic. Somebody told me Emmanuel is not a book in the Bible. Well, if we want to make the Bible any longer, and personally, as a guy that's 160 pages in and 3 months in, I don't want to make it any longer. But if we do want to make it longer, perhaps we should make a book of Emmanuel. Shouldn't once saved be enough? I feel like twice saved is redundant. Do you guys remember the band Great White? Once bitten, twice shy? My commitment to read the whole Bible is inspiring. Engaging in Bible study discussions gives one spiritual and personal growth. I think it does. And again, I had so many people reach out to me. about it yesterday. And I'm telling you, they didn't just say, hey, Ken, awesome job reading the Bible. They came with pages. Some of them came armed with Chat GPT. And I said, look, man, I don't need you to dump books written by Chat GPT on me. I can do that myself. Please stop. Yeah. You know, it feels good reading it. Again, and I'm not getting necessarily holiness from it, but I feel maybe I'm moving towards it or headed in the right direction, no matter where it takes me. I don't know. Levi said Jesus Christ died on the cross for us. Somebody wants me to add the book of Enoch. No, we're adding the book of Emmanuel if we're going to add any books. You know what I think of when I talk about adding the book of, do you know what Emmanuel, and can anyone guess? I bet you can. What Emmanuel I'm thinking of when I talk about adding the book of Emmanuel? I bet you can. I bet somebody will. It's the only Emmanuel I really know. Many times your interpretation was just your own projection of sinful desires and personal failures. Maybe. But I mean, why aren't you allowed to interpret the Bible? Again, so many people, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a Bible study, and maybe that's what I'm kind of doing here by talking about it, kind of doing an online Bible study. But I think God has given us the ability to interpret and understand things just as we're supposed to. And I don't know why we're always supposed to defer to another human being to tell us what something means. Because if it's that, you're not getting God's word. And maybe you're not meant to get God's word. You're right, Mike LaMancha, it was Emmanuel Lewis. So I picture a little Webster writing a book of the Bible. Wonder what he'd say. Can't even really remember what his character is, what he was like in the show. Like there, Susan agrees. And I'm not totally sure what Susan's agreeing to. I don't even remember what I said 5 minutes ago, so I appreciate if you're agreeing to me. When somebody brings up Enoch, it's usually debate bait. I change the subject. All right? Christianity isn't the one true religion. It's a human-shaped tradition influenced by older beliefs, containing some truth, but not the ultimate or final truth. Is there an ultimate or final truth? If one listens to others, one may just learn about the world and oneself. Huh. Do help poor people. Well, that really says it all. That really says it all. Hey, we got Jake the Snake in the house. Jake the Snake's in the house. Your wife and you are watching a lot of near-death experience videos. Pretty fascinating how much consistency is there being people describe heaven to be. All right, Jake the Snake. Ken, are you prepared for everyone to say New Year, New Me thousands of times? That's not really New Year, New Me. Not something I hear a heck of a lot. Work says Pilate asked Jesus what the truth was. Jesus remained silent. Is that in the Bible? I mean, that seems, again, I wanted Jesus to pipe up a little bit the other day when I watched The Passion of the Christ, but he stayed pretty quiet. He said something to Pilate, who I don't think was called Pilate in The Passion of the Christ. And honestly, I thought Pontius Pilate seemed like the good guy in that movie. Huh. Good morning, 429. How are you? How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Have I only had one cup of coffee? Do I know Stray Kids? Yes, yes, yes. I look like Felix from Stray Kids. I don't believe that I really look like Felix from Stray Kids, who's a South Korean pop singer. I just can't. I've seen him. I think he might have dyed blonde hair or something. But other than that, I just don't think I really look like Felix from Stray Kids. But I hear it weirdly often. Oh. You are from Minnesota, Jake the Snake. I did not know that. Oh. Let's move my candle over here. Move it up to you guys. Bring the coffee back to me. So we have a glorious audience today. Don't we, Jim Rat? We got 62 people watching. We got 36 thumbs up. I don't know how, my shows have been going longer and longer. I edited a video yesterday, and I'm about 7 weeks behind. It was 2 hours and 9 minutes long, and it took me pretty much all day to get done with it. So going long, while it feels good and grows my audience quicker, it makes for the editing very challenging. What makes me feel happy these days? Gratitude, Steve. Being thankful for what I have. I don't know, I managed to stay pretty happy. I managed to walk in joy despite my circumstances. So it's not like one thing like going fishing or, you know, I could say seeing my kids, but I managed to stay pretty happy regardless of what I'm doing right now or where I'm at. And again, I talked about it a year and a half ago, right before I went to Yellowstone. I saw a passage, I think it's from the Bible, but up on the screen at church, having faith allows you to walk in joy despite your circumstances. And I think I do a pretty good job of that. Do I remember you? Not really. Don't take it personally, Grace. I just don't really remember you. Oh, that's nice. How can you stop? I don't know what you've started. But I bet you know, no matter what you've started, I bet you know how to stop. I don't know what you're talking about. But we all know how to stop. A lot of us just don't want to. I don't know which angers people. I don't know what angers people more when I talk about sobriety and Testament. I just apparently have a lot of thoughts that get people motivated. Let's see. Wow, suddenly we have a glorious audience. We had a glorious audience. I apologize to anybody that's been with me. Any plans to bring in the new year? Well, I'm working on New Year's Eve, which is almost perfect for me. I need the money, and it probably will be a fairly high revenue day, and I hadn't planned for it, so it seems ideal. So yeah, I'm working New Year's Eve and won't be home till after midnight. So those are my plans to bring in the new year. Kicking off your shoes, you're getting coffee and breakfast. For a while, for a second, we just popped over 100 viewers. I wonder how that happens. Like YouTube opened up, I jumped from 50 some viewers to over 100. People generally get angry when they say something and somebody immediately questions what they've said. Okay. If anybody's new here, please double tap the screen. I'm growing my audience, kind of having fun growing it. It's growing pretty darn quickly. And again, I talk about goals. Goals, I don't know really what's great about goals. My goal was to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we're like 10,300. And I'd love to say I want to hit 10,500 by the end of the year now or something, but it doesn't matter. If I hit 10,500 or 12,000 or 20,000, it's really not going to matter. The only goal that's really going to matter to me right now, and there is one goal. Does anyone know? Okay, well, thank you for double tap. Yeah, double tap the screen if you would, please. Give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. And if you're new and you like what I'm doing, please subscribe. I go live every day. Does anyone know what the 1 subscriber goal that I'd be really excited about is? Does anyone know? I've talked about it before. Well, Susan, I will hit 10,500. Are you saying by the end of the year? Or, I mean, I'm definitely going to hit 10,000. There you go, Dixon. Dixon said 100,000. Do we know why 100,000 is going to make me happy? I'm already happy. Yeah, the dumb plaque. Don't call it a dumb plaque. I've had my eyes, and it's only a silver plaque. To me, I'm picturing this huge wall mount with glorious diamonds and gold and beauty, and it's probably some cheap Kmart brand 3x5 card that says, nice job, 100,000 subscribers. And it's so funny, because if I hit 100,000 subscribers, I probably would not need to work, because my revenue generated from YouTube would probably be enough to cover my bills. But I care more about that dumb plaque than I do about anything that would come from it. Well, thank you, Lori. I do think I'll get there. But again, when you spent a year getting from like 4,500 to 10,000 subscribers and gone live almost every day, still seems like 100,000 subscribers is quite a way off. Darren has already had his coffee this morning. Well, Darren, you can sit back, relax, and watch the show anyway. Do I like sliced cucumber? I mean, do I like sliced cucumber? It's kind of okay. I wouldn't call it a passion of mine, sliced cucumber. You know, if anyone's asking me what foods I like, I'd probably never mention sliced cucumber as one of them. Oh, well, thank you for subscribing. Nancy just subscribed. We got a couple. After 10,000 or 15,000, YouTube pushes my stream more. Well, that could be what's happening, because again, I've hit 10,000 and now I'm at 10,300, but now I'm only watching. Look at this. Wait, what's going on? A minute ago, I was at 104 viewers. I'm down to 34. I guess me talking about sliced cucumbers wasn't clickbait. We got to change the subject. Nobody ever bring up sliced cucumbers. Julie Flanagan, are you still there? I was at the store yesterday. I almost bought some peanut butter crunch coffee. I didn't, though. What do you think of peanut butter crunch coffee, Flanagan? Wait, we're down to 28. This is quite a volatile ride. No thanks. All right, well, I'm not a big coffee fan either. If you came here accidentally, I admire you, luck. If you came here deliberately to enjoy your coffee with Ken, I admire your taste. Wow, that's so beautiful. Thank you, someone else. There's all sorts of signs, but it's kind of fun, Susan. I don't know, when you do it every day and people ask you about sliced cucumbers, sometimes you got to look for something to dig your teeth into. So it's Saturday morning. We talked for 70 minutes. We are having a glorious audience. And thank you. My apartment is nice. My apartment is nice. Do I like peanut butter and celery? It's funny when you brought up when somebody brought up sliced cucumber, I'm going, well, do I like peanut butter and celery? I mean, I think it's a nice snack for kids. It's got a fun crunch to it. I'm not a huge fan of peanut butter, but there's something nice about peanut butter and celery. Again, I think it's a nice, cheap, easy snack for kids and healthy. So I think it's good in a lot of ways. But do I like it myself? Not particularly. Rebecca's a big kid and likes peanut butter and celery. Oh. Well, thank you, someone else and Susan, for saying that. Oh, what was I saying? Saturday morning, plans. You like ranch and celery. I can see that. Ranch is a pretty darn good dressing. I don't really feel like telling you that I'm probably going to go work out today. You say most peanut butter is terrible health-wise. I don't believe that, Peter Bean. If I don't like peanut butter, why even consider it as a coffee flavor? I don't know. That's what makes the irony of it a little bit. And I'll answer you this, because I love Reese's peanut butter cups. And because I'd never seen it before and it kind of intrigued me. Am I cooking anything up today? No. I don't think I'm going to be cooking. Although I did buy a lot of groceries yesterday and I didn't cook anything. Julie likes cream cheese and celery. Yeah, I don't believe that peanut butter is horrible for you. Anything with chocolate is good. Yeah, chocolate is really good. Do you guys want an ice cream selection that if I could reach out to you and drop off some samples of ice cream to you or buy you each a tub of ice cream? Well, I just can't. But let me show you, if you go to the store, I'm gonna go get some ice cream. And I don't like when people say you should, but I'm gonna make a special exception because this ice cream is so good. I've talked about it before. I think I might be bringing this out not to show you the ice cream, but to actually brag that I didn't open it last night. It is Moose Tracks ice cream, but it's not just any Moose Tracks ice cream. It's the Kemp's Moose Tracks ice cream. I am telling you, it's unfairly good. Once you break the seal on this lid, I mean, it's really in danger of being finished off. And I'm proud of myself for not opening it up because I knew the hazard. Last night I didn't feel very hungry. I didn't eat much. But I am telling you, if you guys get the Kemp's Moose Tracks ice cream, once you start, you're going to have a hard time stopping. Hey, we're talking about like celery and cucumbers and little snacks we like. One thing I've kind of been enjoying lately is buying avocados that are on sale and cutting them in half and just eating them with a spoon. I think it's kind of healthy and it kind of sticks to your ribs and it kind of feels good. I think it's one of those healthy fats, avocado. and it's kind of tasty. I'm a little bit hooked on avocado. You love avocado and you eat it every day. All right. Avocado is a superfood. What are superfoods, Susan? Are blueberries superfoods? I believe they are, and perhaps broccoli. Avocados are glorious. You can't keep them when you buy them. Okay, all right. Well, let me show you in case I don't have any true believers. It's kind of fun. It's like show and tell. They were 2 for $1 yesterday at the store. So I bought 6. They're not huge ones. I saw one that was like this big, and I think they were like $2.99 each. I'm telling you, way bigger than I've ever seen an avocado. If it's a superfood, it was a super avocado. But either way, these are wonderful little things. You cut them in half, you take the knife and you go whack on the pit and you turn it and the pit comes out, and that's really a satisfying feeling. Then you get yourself a spoon and eat it right out of there. It's quite nice. Broccoli and spinach. Wait, you're talking about superfoods? Blueberries, broccoli, and spinach. And avocado. And what makes blueberries, avocado, broccoli, and spinach superfoods? What I like about the avocado is you need substance. And you can't really get much substance eating broccoli. I mean, you need calories, I guess, and I think avocado provides it. Avocado on toast is really good. Yeah, it is. Everyone loves avocados. All right. They're antioxidants. Is that what makes them great? Timothy, no worries. We don't take attendance. An antioxidant means like it's a cancer defender, if you will. Okay, someone else said superfoods are nutrient-dense foods that provide high levels of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants for relatively few calories. Do avocados have good fiber? I wouldn't expect that. Coffee is a superfood. It's one of the most superfoods. Hello from Thailand. How are you? Yeah, toast is good with avocado. It certainly is. It certainly is. But, okay, if you're out there and you're wondering about calories and gaining weight, I would almost feel that adding toast to an avocado is just kind of empty calories. I'm not doubting. I mean, I love, honestly, avocado toast. But I try not to eat in the mornings because then I get to eat almost whatever I want later. Avocado mixed into rice with semi-dried tomatoes in oil is delicious. Well, it does sound good. Paul would rather have beef. Jane says avocados are glorious, high in fiber and healthy fats. Okay, well, I wouldn't have expected avocados to be high in fiber at all. Try Ezekiel bread. Wait, is that a chapter in the Bible? Ezekiel? Do I know anything about kratom addiction? I'm just telling you, I only know one human being that ever drank kratom tea, and they were crazy as hell. I know nothing of, I don't believe in addiction. But what I know about kratom is the only human being I never knew that drank it was crazy as hell. So I would caution you from drinking kratom tea or kratom anything. Dark chocolate has a lot of antioxidants. It's a slippery slope, though. Kratom is absolutely terrible, should be illegal. Again, I don't know anything about it. I know there's kratom teas, but I just know the one person that really used to do it was crazy as hell. So I don't have good vibes about kratom anything. I don't even know what it is. What do I mean I don't believe in addiction? I think addiction is, if addiction is a really strong want of something, I think using the word addiction keeps people doing whatever vice they are trying to break free from. And I think when you call it an addiction, you are saying you have no choice or no power over whatever, be it ice cream or alcohol or drugs. And if I think if you remove the word addiction, we would have less people addicted. I'm a member of a lot of alcohol sobriety groups on Facebook, and I don't know, people say, oh, I almost slipped. I have a craving. You know, I think these are all code words for really want it. And if you remove the word addiction and you change it with, you remove the word addiction and you call it, or craving, or stop calling it a slip or falling off the wagon, I think these are all keeping people drinking alcohol, not helping people. And if you change it and stop calling it addiction and you say, you really wanted to drink last night, or you really want to drink right now, you can overcome that. And I think that's being honest. I think an addiction is really wanting to do something. But when you call it an addiction, it kind of implies you have no choice. Yeah, Susan says if you want to drink, you drink. Again, I think owning it, and I'm not trying to make people feel bad, but I'm just trying to make people feel they have a choice. And when you call it a disease or an addiction or a craving or a slip, they're all codes for you drank, you wanted to drink, you won't drink, you don't want to drink again. You know? I mean it. Again, have I ever hear of physical addiction? You sound like a dummy. I appreciate you saying I sound like a dummy. Somebody's saying there's a physiological aspect to addiction. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of hooked on sugar too, but I know how to stop it. I just choose not to. Somebody's given me a definition. Addiction is a chronic, relapsing brain disorder characterized by compulsive symptoms, blah, blah, blah. I just don't believe that. Here, I just don't believe that. Involving strong urges, cravings, loss of control. You have control. See, okay, I'm just telling you, do you want to stop drinking or do you want to be right out there that wrote that? Involving strong urges, cravings, and loss of control. If you say you have no control, then what are we talking about? Just keep going. But you do have control, and your mind can control it. And if you want to stop drinking, you can. Again, I get so many people arguing with this. You're over 5 years sober, you were physically dependent on alcohol, but you chose to drink and you chose to stop. You needed medical help to stop safely, but chose to stop by yourself. Well, congratulations on your 5 years of sobriety, 429. Yeah, I'll have people going, oh, I did it again last night, but this is it. I'm really just tired, sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I mean, I hop on. I go, well, do you want a drink? You know, believe me, a lot of people are sick and tired of being sick and tired, but they still drink because they feel they're addicted or have a disease or it is a addiction. Hello, Peter from Greenland. You think my brain disappeared with my hair? Well, when you say that, you're actually implying that I ever had a brain, because I certainly had hair. You couldn't see yourself sober from weed. Well, I mean, you're very proud of your marijuana smoking. You're named Kush Cloud 420. You've really owned your marijuana smoking. I mean, to the point, your YouTube name is Kush Cloud, which is a brand name of marijuana, some type. 420, which is code for marijuana. So no wonder you can't see yourself sober, because your identity is marijuana. Gold is $4,500 an ounce. I didn't know that, but I'm pretty not surprised by that. I think somebody asked me what I would do with money several months ago, and it actually would have worked out well, because I said buy puts on NVIDIA and buy gold with the rest. And the puts on NVIDIA would have gone to zero, because I would have been wrong on that. But again, when you buy a put, it's an option to buy or sell something at a future date and at a future time. So I would have lost my money on that, but I would have tripled my money on the gold. Let's see. You'll try being sober one day for fun. I mean, do you want to be sober? Do you want to? I mean, if you want to smoke weed, keep doing it. You know, and if you want to drink alcohol, keep doing it. But just don't tell me you don't have a choice, because you do. Weed makes you creative. Do you want a different opinion on that? I mean, if you want to believe that weed makes you creative, again, keep smoking. It doesn't do me any harm if you get high. But as a guy that smoked every day and thought that weed made him better or less anxious or more creative, it didn't. It caused me anxiety. It made me less outgoing, less cool. But again, you do you. Okay, you're hurting for money. Well, if you're just hurting for money, that's not reason enough to stop smoking weed. If it's just for money, you're going to keep smoking. Hey, I'm going to get my charger, and because my phone's running low, and I want to maybe keep talking, because we've gone from spirituality to sobriety. Again, if anybody's new, please subscribe to my page. It grows a little bit every day. I have a lot of fun doing this. I talk about important topics. Not everybody agrees with me, but not everyone's supposed to. Apparently, there's some stupid people out there. That's a little joke for you guys. I go out of my way to say things that I know might upset some people, but it's kind of fun. Does water make me hydrated? I don't know. I think so. Let's take a sip. Let's find out. We don't need THC like water. So please, that's silly. Someone else says, weed kills your motivation. It makes you comfortable not doing anything or moving forward. I think it kind of does. And you could say, I'm not doing anything. I'm sitting here, but I'm creating content. I'm building a business, and I'm hopefully spreading a message that needs spread. So, good morning, Mark Thomas. You only smoke weed because it helps with ADHD and you have sleeping problems. I'm betting it doesn't help with ADHD and you have more problems sleeping because of marijuana. Do I do theirs? What is that? Is there such a thing as being too kind? Are you, again, somebody just said no gym today. And I don't know if that's a question for me or they're just announcing to the world that they're not going to the gym. And I haven't really decided. Hello, you're sending positivity, love, and prayers from Britain. Welcome. Do I think I would have been more successful at real estate if I'd been sober? Lisa, no. No, I might have given up on real estate sooner. I think real estate maybe was a window to me staying drunk and high because it was easy to be a realtor and be drunk and high. Yeah. Do I think I would have been more successful as a realtor? I don't think I should have been a realtor. I don't want to be a realtor. I don't think it made a difference. I honestly felt my job as a realtor was to talk you into using me instead of somebody else you knew. Because once we signed the contract, selling the home was real easy. But getting customers was very hard. Randy said, marijuana significantly affects, he's gone. Maybe, let's see. Marijuana significantly affects sleep, often helping people fall asleep faster initially, but disrupting overall sleep quality long-term by reducing crucial REM sleep, leading to potential tolerance, dependence, withdrawal, insomnia, and next-day grogginess, with frequent users experiencing more significant sleep problems. God chose me to be a real estate guy. I think everything happens for a reason, and I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. You would not have hired me if you smelled like alcohol and weed. Well, I wasn't for everybody. I don't think I openly smelled like alcohol and weed. Honestly, Lisa, I might have met you out for dinner and drank, and it's possible there's a ton of people that smoke weed. So, yeah, no, I don't know. I guess I don't even, Lisa, and I'm not trying to blow you off. I guess I don't even care. I'm glad I'm not a realtor anymore. And had I been more successful, I would rather sit here and talk about the lessons I learned drinking and smoking every day than be a successful realtor. I think what I'm doing today means so much more to the world than anything I ever did as a realtor. Does that make sense? I don't regret not being a successful realtor. I'm pleased with the lessons I learned as I drink and smoke every day. Randy loves the color blue. I don't know if I really put a whole lot of thought in this shirt today, Randy, but I appreciate that you enjoyed the color. Again, here we are. We've talked for 94 minutes, and it's a glorious audience with 58 people watching. 49 thumbs up. Hey, somebody double tap that screen and get me over 50. My television is open. That's funny that you would describe that as open. My electric bill will be expensive. I tell you, my electric bill is amazingly small in the winter and high in the summer just because the sun beating down. And the main thing that goes through, causes me to use electricity is the air conditioner. And if my electric bill is $5 higher this month because I left the fireplace on in my TV often, it's $5 well spent. Hey, thank you. You guys bumped my likes up to 53. I appreciate that. Look at this glorious audience. We got 52 people watching. We've got 54 thumbs up. We got $2 in the tip jar. And we probably picked up some subscribers today, which feels great. It's 8:50 in the morning. In about 40 minutes or so, I'm going to FaceTime my little ones. And probably after that, I'm going to head off to the gym, maybe get a quick workout. I don't even need to, but I'm probably going to. What do I think people misunderstand most about me? I don't even. Okay, well, this will sound vain. I think if I'm misunderstood the most about something, it's probably that I'm put up on some pedestal, to be honest. That you all think I'm so. That a good chunk of you think I'm so calm, perfect, smart. I would think that most people think too highly of me, and I'm just a normal human being, if that makes sense. I'm not saying I'm a bad human being, but I think because you are watching me and you watch me every day, that you probably think, boy, why couldn't my husband have these thoughts? But the difference is, I'm do things wrong too. You just don't have to live with me and deal with my flaws because you only see me drinking coffee during the day. I guess what I'm saying is I'm just a normal human being and I'm flawed too. So if there's a misreading of me, it's probably that. One bourbon, one scotch, and one beer. Is that a song? I think it is. I think that is. We have somebody named Kenish hopping on. You are like Ken, because you're Kenish. And other than that, I have no idea what anyone thinks of me. But I'm guessing if you're watching me every day, you have preconceived ideas and you probably like me more than need be, is what I'd say. Very self-aware and humble. I get I get some hate on here, but that just comes with the territory. But I get an amazing amount of positive feedback. And I'm just myself, so I'm pretty much this way, but I'm so far from perfect. And I think it'd be easy to look at me, or if I was sitting here watching a live every day of a woman talking and was buying what she was saying or believed in her thoughts, I might think, wow, what a perfect woman. And she wouldn't be perfect, and I'm not perfect. Yeah. I was going to say I leave the toilet seat up just like your husband probably does, but honestly, I don't leave the toilet seat up. I do think I'd make a ridiculously good coach. This guy that is wants me to coach him. I think I could. I don't even know what he wants, but I think I could help him get where he wants to go. Do I learn from any of the negative comments about me? I learned to not read the comments. Oh, yeah. You can't, if you put yourself out there, you can't take to heart everything that's said about you, or you're going to be crushed mentally and emotionally and feel like crap. Because some guy says I'm a dick. If I go, oh, how did I offend that guy? Maybe I should change. Your head's going to be spinning. You can't please everybody, so you're better off walling off certain people from your life. Let's do an Airbnb. You'll be the manager. No. But not reading any is missing learning opportunities. I disagree. It's just saving yourself confusion. Yeah. If you read every bit of, again, It's not constructive criticism, it's just insults. And there's no such thing as constructive criticism, it's just criticism. Why am I bald? Some of my commenters are so mean. Yeah, and this person's saying, oh, I should read them and change who I am to please them. Hell no. I spent my life trying to change who I was to please other people. That's just a recipe for sadness, anxiety, and depression. Did I ever smoke cigarettes? I did for about a year and a half, someone else. I was a waiter at Outback Steakhouse. People would go out and take smoke breaks, and I wanted to take a break, so I'd go out with them, and we're outside, and they're smoking. I go, hey, can I bum a cigarette? And I did that for about a week, and I started feeling bad bumming them, so I started buying my own, and then I got hooked. I never smoked it a ton, but I would smoke a pack, probably 2 packs every 3 days, yeah. I'd go through like 2/3 of a pack every day. And I was worried that I was going to become a full-time smoker, and every morning I'd get up and I'd smoke, and I'd be driving to pick up my daughter Morgie at nursery school or preschool or whatever it was called, and I'd be smoking in this little crappy car I had. And yeah, no, it's a nasty habit. I just admitted something. That I don't want to change for anything. You're watching change every day. I don't want to change because somebody hates me. Do you? Do you try and get better every day? Are you going to go to the gym today? Are you going to pray today? Are you going to go to church tomorrow? Are you going to... I change every day. Yeah. It's a glorious audience. Cigarettes are your friends. I don't think cigarettes are your friends. Wonton C, you're not though. I don't care that you have a full head of hair. You're not going to work out today. You're not going to pray today. And you're not going to go to church tomorrow. And you're not going to work hard tonight. Change for change's sake is not good. One has to improve for the change to be good. I get better every day. One espresso, please. Nothing cool about smoking a cigarette. Smoke a cigar instead. Cigars would really paint my tongue with a yucky flavor. Definitely worse habits than cigarettes. Cigarettes are pretty nasty. Oh, you're saying cigars are worse than cigarettes? Let's see. Why don't people smoke pipes anymore? I was at my friend Julie's house I don't know, maybe 2 months ago watching a football game, and she had a friend over who had a pipe. And I said that same thing. Why don't people smoke pipes anymore? And I'd never smoked one. And I took a hit or two off of his pipe and thought it felt kind of cool. I'm sure it would cause all sorts of yucky things and tarnish your lungs just like anything. But I do think there's a cool vibe to smoking a pipe. Somebody's talking about Stranger Things. It's funny, my daughter mentioned that. They were watching, I don't know, they were waiting for Stranger Things to watch it the other night, and apparently the final episode's going to be at the theater. Going to be at the theater maybe on New Year's or something like that. I've never watched any Stranger Things, but my my two older daughters are in Michigan at their grandma's house, and they were waiting actually, their cousin, and I mean, they were waiting to watch it. They were going to watch it that night. And I think the final show is going to be at the theater on New Year's. How old are my two older girls? They're 19 and 16. Excuse me. Send them some money. That seems very random. You are asking me to send my daughters some money right now? It's 9 in the morning on a Saturday. Do you feel they need money right now? Where in Michigan? It doesn't overly matter where they're at in Michigan. But they went snowboarding yesterday. My daughters, I think they're both pretty good. My daughter, who, by the way, has very cool goggles, was swooshing down the slopes on a snowboard with a camera and sent it to her mom and I. We got a little more coffee because we're having such a great show. How many guns do I own? I don't own any guns. Yeah, I don't own any guns. I never have. Oh. And it's been a glorious audience. Kurt Cobain hopped on the screen, the thing. Welcome, Kurt. Welcome, Kurt. I was going to say something, but the comments paused. Well, I don't know how much our audience has left. My comments have dwindled to a constant stream of a guy called Nothing to Do commenting, and that's pretty much it. And I don't have much more to say to Nothing to Do. They've hit their 100 comment limit. It's kind of like ChatGPT. You only get to ask it so many questions, and then it says you're out of data. Stranger Thing fan says Nothing to Do is crazy. I kind of think they are. With daughters that age, I need guns. No, I don't need guns. I don't need guns. I don't want to own guns. I like that people can. I believe in the Second Amendment, but I don't. I just think if I had a gun here, the likelihood that there'd be an accident is far greater. I don't have a great fear of home invasion or being attacked or any fear of crime here or anywhere I live. So yeah, I don't see a need for me to own a gun. If I enjoyed hunting, which I don't, I might get one. But I don't hunt either. I don't want to kill anything. It doesn't really matter if my daughters have boyfriends or girlfriends. Shotgun shells filled with rock salt. Can you do that? Do I eat meat? Yes. Yes, I do. I'm going to get a little more coffee because, I don't know, we're still talking and it's still only 9:04. And I have the whole day ahead of me and it kind of feels good. Let's see. Sandra Lynn, I'm doing great this morning. How are you? Timothy, people definitely ask suspicious questions. Yeah. You feel, where do you live now, Penelope? Where do you live now, Penelope, that has you wanting to move? Oh. I wonder. You live in Australia. Well, I don't have much to say. Australia is very far away. I'm not especially intrigued by Australia. Again, I'm sorry, I get a lot of Australian viewers. But to me, it sounds like the United States without a whole lot of, and again, I've never been, so I shouldn't judge it, but I do. I'm betting it's very desert in the middle and somewhat uninteresting, surrounded by beautiful beaches. What do I do to reset when I'm overwhelmed? I say, hey, God, thank you for this cup of coffee. Thank you for my candle. Thank you for the gym I'm going to go to shortly. And I start feeling better. You definitely like to go hunting for your own food. All right. So are you a hunter? Timothy's talking about 90s was the last era of real music. Somehow I'm starting to get a lot of feeds of music streams. And they'll play a song that I never really cared for in the 90s or whatever. And you'll see them playing to this huge concert with people jumping around. And I'm thinking, I didn't really care for the band back in the 90s. I don't know why I should care for them now. And I'm wondering if we're just looking back at those as the glory days, or is it that music today does suck? That, like a band like Tool, which I kind of consider just another band from the 90s. But they're regarded as godlike these days, or Alice in Chains, or Nirvana, or Pearl Jam, or you could go on and on. There's a million of them. Does music today just suck? The Rolling Stones, AC/DC are still touring. Holy smokes, you get Led Zeppelin out there, they would pack a stadium. Is it because nobody's making good music today, and that's why we are holding up the music from years ago as such a glorious time in music? Penelope says the music today sucks. Timothy says music is crap now. Paul Symington just says Pink Floyd. But again, yeah, like Roger Waters, I don't know if he's 100 yet, but if he's still out there, he's still probably putting out music that does well. People just relive their youthful memories, but moving forward, I'm not sure it's just that. I'm not sure it's just that. Because I have kids. Again, I brought up Outback Steakhouse a little bit. I remember I was out playing pool and somebody played like something from the Styx album Renegade. And I'm going, wow, this was popular when I was like fourth grade. I'm surprised you kids still like it. Not all music today is bad. Well, I'm not saying all music today is bad, but is it empty and nothing? Like, again, Tool, I barely cared for Tool back then. It is what it is. It's okay. But now I see it, and they're old, and they're playing in front of like huge stadiums. And I think, I see kids walking around in Nirvana shirts or AC/DC shirts. And I guess I don't even know what the music is of today. I never liked the Moody Blues. And it's kind of interesting because I'm going, was this song that great? And I'm thinking, I didn't even like it back then. I don't know that I like it now. Was it that great? The mainstream artists are not about talent anymore. Underground artists are less recognized. You know, I mean, but all bands start out underground. I've seen like Metallica concerts from the early 80s playing in a club in Chicago, and nobody knew who they were back then. There's a band I like, the Goo Goo Dolls. All right, well, but the Goo Goo Dolls, again, their music up to the early 2000s was good, but now you don't care for them. Are they still putting out music? Auto-tune kills live music. I don't know what auto-tune is. Kings of Leon still making some good music. But again, I don't even know if I cared about Kings of Leon 30 years ago or whenever they were popular. You enjoy the Cars today, okay. Again, these are all, you would say Taylor Swift is very talented. Yeah. Yeah, okay, Taylor Swift is very talented. But outside of Taylor, and okay, I'm old, so I might not be connected to today's music. Outside of Taylor Swift, what are the kids listening to? Miley Cyrus is not talented. Her voice is like nails on a chalkboard to me. I mean, I don't care if you like her. And honestly, I like the song The Climb a lot, but most of her music, ugh. And her TV show, yeah. And her twerking, blah. So again, anyway, you're bringing up Miley Cyrus and Taylor Swift, but honestly, both of them have been around for 15 years. You know, that's kind of like me saying, oh yeah, I like modern music. I like Eminem. And I really don't. Plus, he's been around for like 25 years anyway. And again, maybe it's just because I'm not a kid or because there aren't albums or we stream music. But for some reason, you know, if a band like Tool goes on tour, they sell out stadiums, and they were just a pretty good band 25 years ago, but now they're considered something special. And I'm not trying to pick on Tool. You know, you could say any band from 25 years ago, it goes on tour today, and all the kids are super excited to see it. And I'm wondering if it's those kids who are being starved for relevant music. And maybe that's what it is. But anyway, it is Saturday morning. It is 9:15 a.m. or just about. It's 9:14 a.m. And it is December 27th. And I'm excited about my day. Not exactly sure what it holds, but I'm looking forward to it, whatever it does. And I want to thank you so much for joining me today and sharing part of your Saturday morning with me. Hope you had a great week. You had a Merry Christmas. You're feeling good. You're excited about the weekend. You're loving yourself because God loves you. You are forgiving yourself because you are forgiven. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.